this video, I'm showing you how a private chef turns a simple cheesecake into something that is not just cream and sugar. So we're gonna pair our cheesecake with a nice poached pear, crunchy hazelnuts, and a tangy whipped cream. But first, let's start with the cheesecake base. What I'm making is a Basque cheesecake. And that means that the top of the cheesecake is gonna be like really brown and burnt. And that burnt part is going to add a really nice bitterness. And why do we wanna burn a dessert? So we wanna burn a dessert because the dessert is already really, really sweet. And when making a dessert, everything's about balance, and balance is about contrast, right? Because how do you balance two things? It's hot and cold, and sweet and bitter, right? So the cheesecake is really sweet, so how do we balance it? We add bitterness, right? So it's all balanced. So that's why I'm making a Basque cheesecake. So again, I added cream, I added cream cheese, sugar. It's a really incredibly simple recipe. And now I'm adding 5 eggs. We're just gonna blitz this up first, and then we're gonna add more ingredients later. What we need is a little bit of cornstarch and flour, and that's gonna add stability, and it's gonna bring everything together and like make it more structured. And I'm adding a little bit of sour cream. This is not very traditional, I know, but again, desserts are really sweet, especially the American desserts. Like, oh my God. After one bite, you just wanna go take a fucking nap. But not my desserts, because I know how to balance it. Every time I make desserts and people have like just one bite, especially like my clients, because they're like really health conscious, but I'm like, I don't really add a lot of sugar in my desserts. And so they're like, okay, let me just try it out. And they take one bite and they're like, oh my God, this is the lightest dessert I've ever seen. I was born and raised in Turkey, and Turkish moms compliment desserts as like, it's not too sweet. And that means you made a great dessert. That's the biggest compliment you can get from, I guess, an immigrant mother, right? Anywhere else other than America. Americans are crazy. But okay, so I added sour cream because I wanted a little tang. And tang is basically, imagine like the opposite of like sweetness. It's like sour, right? Sour cream. And I'm gonna add a little bit of salt. And the reason why I'm adding salt is because, again, to balance out the sweetness. Sugar is a heavy thing, right? So we are trying to make sugar taste not as sugary. Okay, this is all smooth. Make sure there are no like lumps left in the batter. Well, usually you would put this in a circular tin. So when you slice it, it's like cute little slices. I don't have that right now. So we're just gonna use a cake tin. And then make sure this parchment paper covers every side. It doesn't have to be perfect, just like press it. This is so that the cheesecake doesn't stick to the bottom. Well, actually, let's get a sieve, like a mesh sieve. This will ensure that like the cheesecake batter is as smooth as it can get, right? If there's any lumps left, this will catch all those lumps, basically. So we're gonna put this in the oven at 500. I know 500 is a little too high, but remember, we wanna burn the top of this cheesecake. And I'm gonna cook it for about like 20 minutes at 500, and then I'm gonna turn it down to 400 so that the outside is, once outside is cooked, the inside cooks at 400 for another 20 to 30 minutes. Then I'm gonna show you how it looks after. So while that's baking in the oven, I'm gonna show you to make the jammy poached pear. Poached basically means cooking a fruit or anything inside a liquid. That liquid could be a juice, it could be wine, right? It could be, let's say if you're poaching vegetables, it could be a stock. So basically a flavorful liquid. So the reason why we're poaching is because we don't want to get rid of the texture too much. Oh, these pears. Oh my God, these are good pears. The most important thing about poaching is that we want to infuse flavor inside the fruit or the vegetable or whatever that you're working. Traditionally, the poaching method is made with whole fruits. But the reason why I'm cutting is because we want to like kind of turn this into a poached, jammy sauce. And the reason why I'm using pears is because pears are fragrant. Because like if you compare pears to like apples, I think they're more elegant. You know what I mean? Because they're more fragrant, they're more perfume-like. Also, I just realized, have you ever heard of like an apple fragrant? It's always pear fragrant, like the Joe Malone fragrant. Like they always use pears. I'm gonna put all my diced pear inside. As my poaching liquid, I'm gonna use pomegranate juice, and pomegranate is acidic. The color is just amazing. So it's gonna make our pear look pink instead of just that yellow, whitish color, because the cheesecake is already like yellow, so I don't wanna top it with something that's also the same color, right? So we're adding flavor, but also like aesthetics at the same time, which is amazing. I'm gonna poach this until it's like tender. And then after that, we're gonna add sugar to make it a little more jammy. So let's put this on the stove. I'm gonna start with high heat first, and then once I see it bubbling, I'm gonna turn it down to medium heat. And then when it's like reduced halfway, I'm gonna add my sugar. Why am I so dehydrated? So while our cheesecake is baking right now and our pear is poaching, I'm gonna show you how to make a tangy, airy whipped cream. The purpose of this is basically to lighten up the dessert, you know? Because the Basque cheesecake, it's already a really, really, really heavy dish. What I thought was, what if we add something airy, something sour and tangy, something cold and something acidic. This one is yuzu juice. To make it feel a little more lighter, a little less like, oh my God, this feels so heavy, to, oh my God, this is so light, I could eat the whole thing. Again, I added sour cream, I added sugar, I added a little bit of heavy cream, and that heavy cream, once we whip it, it's gonna add some air into it, so it's just gonna be so amazing. This yuzu is everything. It's everything. I love it. The reason why, I know I'm giving reasons for everything. The reason why people love yuzu, and yuzu is basically this. If you don't know what it is, it's like this citrus fruit that's like so much more fragrant than oranges or lime or lemon. It kind of is like perfume, like we talked about the pear, right? But it's a lot more intense. So that's why people love this. Like it's like a really like a surprising little taste in your mouth. And when you, it's risky to combine two fragrant things like yuzu and pear. But if you know how to like pair it, it goes so well together. And the reason why I know they're gonna pair really well is because I'm poaching the pears and I'm making them really sweet so that the yuzu, which is like really sour and very acidic, can go well with this sugary, jammy pear that we're making. I'm just getting really excited talking about all of this because I wish you could smell. Right now, everything is just gonna come together and everything is gonna be perfect. So what I wanna do right now is we're just gonna pop this in the fridge for a little bit so that it gets a little thicker. And we're gonna check on our pear. Oh my goodness, the color. Look at the color, it's red. You'd think this is like plums or something, but it's not. All that pomegranate juice, you see how it like soaked all the juice? So now it tastes like pomegranate and pear at the same time, which is incredible. So I'm adding a little sugar. It's still a little watery and we wanna make this a little thicker. And once the sugar melts a little bit, it's gonna get thicker and I'll show you. Ooh, that's our cheesecake. That's why it was smelling so good. Okay, so it's been 25 minutes. I'm gonna turn it down to 400. And then it's gonna be another 25-ish minutes. So let's put this back in the stove. So now we wait. There's nothing else to do. Wait. Our cheesecake is, I think it's done. It's supposed to be jiggly like this. Do you want to try?
We need
but
to
it's gonna be really hot.
We have to blow. Don't burn yourself.
Probably really hot. Yeah, but
I
get
like
the
the
top.
crispy.
Yes, yes. But it's gonna
And a
taste
little
a
bit of
little
this.
more eggy.
I like that.
And then, yeah.
I love the yuzu flavor.
Oh my God, it goes so good. Everything together.
Yeah?
You taste it with everything together? It's, once everything's together in the
We
cool,
tasted it.
It's
Believe
kind
us.
of nice, hot with the cold cream.
Yeah, because it's contrast. That's what I was talking about.
Yes.
I'm
Now it's
actually
gonna be-
lactose intolerant.
We have a good guy.
Oh my God, this is good.
So good.
Thank you. We just wanted to try the cheesecake warm to see how it is, but it still needs to chill and set a little bit. So I put it back in the fridge and we're gonna keep it there ideally overnight. But since we don't have a lot of time because we're shooting video, I'm just gonna keep it in the freezer for about an hour and then see how it looks. So I just took my cheesecake out of the freezer. You see how like the crack and everything, the heat was like really high. And so we have this like really caramelly, bitter taste, but also the inside is really fudgy and really custardy. This is a great recipe because it's not just like a regular cheesecake where it's like super sweet and heavy. Imagine like Cheesecake Factory. Their cheesecake is horrible, guys. 6,000 calories or something per cheesecake. Super heavy and it makes you feel really bloated. And this one, you're gonna love it, I'm telling you. So I just added my tangy yuzu cream on top. The contrast of like a really airy, light cream and the custardy cheesecake, right? And the bitter taste on top. And we have this beautiful color, pear jam. This might be the best dessert I've ever made. Okay, so I do want to add a little bit of crunch to this because this cheesecake, as you realize, it doesn't have a crust because it's like a custardy cheesecake. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna smash some hazelnuts. Now it's finished. Every time I make desserts, I'm like, I think this is the best dessert I've ever made. This is the best dessert I've ever made. So we have this burnt Basque cheesecake with a yuzu tangy sour cream on top and a plum jam with pomegranate juice and toasted hazelnuts for some crunch. This is how a real private chef builds desserts. And this is how you basically impress your clients as well. Not by just making a regular old cheesecake, but making something more layered, more flavorful, and a lot better looking cheesecake. So if you like this video, I have a lot more like it. You should check this one out right now.